Okay, it's gonna be a little awkward. I'm having to use my iPad to video my phone because it won't let me do a screencast because Bandlab uses the microphone. So I'm just gonna do a quick tutorial on how to use this, and I am not an expert, so I'm sure within a day or two most of you will be more advanced than I am. So if I'm using my phone, I'm going to go to the Bandlab app, and oh shoot, I don't know why it already pulled me up here. Usually it'll take you straight to the your home page, and I want to show you what your home page looks like. It doesn't want to show me. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, that's what your homepage is going to look like. These are just other artists for you to check out. It's a very like social media type thing. What we want to do is go to your, if you haven't created anything, that's the plus sign. But most of the time you're going to be working on projects that I'm creating for you. So you're going to go to your library, all right? And any project that I've invited you to should show up in your library, or you'll have under notifications, you'll have a notification that you've been invited to collaborate with me. So if I go to a song, all right, you're going to see there's different versions, and this is every time somebody makes a new recording or adds something, it saves the old versions, which is kind of cool. So you're going to want to go to the latest version and open it up, and when you open it up, you're going to want to open it up in the mix editor. All right, now if there isn't a track with your name on it or one that's empty, if there is one that's empty, then you just click on it and then you can just record straight into there. If all the tracks are filled up, you hit the plus sign, I don't know why that didn't, plus sign and voice. All right, and then there's your new track. When you go to record, you'll still be able to hear all the other voices and all the other tracks. Now, if you like, let's say the piano part is up here, the piano part that I created for you. If it's too loud or too soft, you go to that button, and there you can control the volume of the accompaniment track, or you can even control the volume of the other voices. So like if you want to hear the bass part louder, you can turn it up. This is not going to affect your recording, because all we're going to hear if you're using headphones, which you have to be using headphones, all we're going to hear is your voice on your track. So you can make these, you can mess with these as much as you want, and it's not going to screw anything up. Last thing is make sure that you save it, and you save it by going back, and then you have to hit save, all right? And that will create a new version. Two quick things. One is that when you use your headphones, I would strongly encourage you to have one headphone in your ear and one headphone out. It's really hard to tune if you have both earbuds in, all right? Now I'm gonna move to my computer. I'm gonna show, we'll see if we can get this to work. If you are using it on a computer, and I don't know how this compares to Chromebook, I'm using a MacBook. So I'm gonna go to bandlab.com. I'm already logged in, so it shows up, and here's kind of what the homepage looks like online. It's a little bit different. Again, I can go to my library, and here's the projects that I'm collaborating on. Same thing, I'm going to go to the theme song. Now, notice all of the tabs I have open right now. If you're working online, it's going to slow things down. Already I'm having trouble opening this. I'm going to try opening a different one. And I don't think it's, it's not that I like have a bad internet connection. It's just that when you're working online, it takes up quite a bit of bandwidth, and also something, I think it's called like audio width or something. So you have to be careful, because if you hear like crackling noises in the recording, it's probably not the recording itself. It's that you have too many of these other things open, especially if you have like YouTube or something open, because part of your audio juice is going to be saved for YouTube. So you can hear the recording as it is so far right here. So you can always hear. If you're going to record though, you have to go to the mix editor, and only one person at a time in the collaboration can be in this setting. So if you try to go to this setting and it says, sorry, somebody's already using it, then you just have to wait, okay? So here's a whole bunch of the, up here in this setting, here's the add a track. what's kind of cool is that if you mess up, you can double click on it, and then here is split track. Okay, so then you can delete a section, and you can redo it and jump in. You won't have to redo your whole recording. Same thing as before, you do have to make sure you save it. Let me show one thing about volume. And sorry I didn't do this on the iPhone one, but we got to make sure we check volume, because we've been having some students do recordings and they're way too loud, and other students they're way too soft. So I'm just going to click on Ben Rich, and I'm going to be Ben Rich. And if I go to record, it gives me a count in. Now test 1, 2. That's a good size wave right there. What if it's about this? Some of you have been recording, and that's way too small. You know, so I can work with this. I can't really work with this. I can use some of the effects to bump it up, but it's going to be kind of distorted and muddled. So make sure that you're close enough to the microphone, or the microphone settings are strong enough. Now, where are your microphone settings? Again, on a phone, I don't know the answer to that, but on a MacBook, you go to there, and then here's your input volume. My input volume is set way high, so that's why it was easy for me to get such a good, clear setting. So obviously we don't want it too high. Notice I'm peaking out right about there. That's what we want. We want about 50% to 75%. Once we get above 85, you know, a little bit, nope, that's going to peak out. So we got to be careful with that, okay? All right, as always, you can email me with any questions you might have. I'm excited to see what this technology can do for us in these last couple months of school.